Yeah, I think I'm going to teach you guys how to do a video stack today. Hi, hello, how are you? My name's Jay Patrick. I'm a photographer and videographer currently based out of Las Vegas. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, well, it's nice to meet you. Today's topic, we are going to learn how to make a video stack. Now, with social media and how it's evolved in the last 2 years, especially with TikTok, we've seen the rise of video stacks. Now, what is a video stack? If you've ever seen those social media posts, specifically the reels, where it seems like video or photos are stacked perfectly throughout your screen, that's a video stack. And that's what we're gonna make today. So today is 3-minute Thursday. So we're gonna put 3 minutes on the clock and see if we can beat it. Let's jump in. So we are going to do this in 2 stages. Essentially, the first stage is setting up a template that looks similar to this. Now, it doesn't have to be 3 stacks. You can do a top bottom, so 50-50. You can do a quad stack, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It really just depends on what you want to do, but I'll show you the basics and the steps on how to do it. So you are going to need to have After Effects open. We're going to start a new project. New project, boom. We're not going to save that. Don't save it. So once this is here, we're gonna hit New Composition. This is where we set up our entire sequence. I've already set this up. So you want the height to be taller, so that's the bigger number, 1920. Then the width. Width is 1080. So that's your basic pixel ratio for a 1080p output. Now down here, you're gonna wanna set this at 20 seconds. That's what I set it to. I don't like watching reels longer than 20 seconds. Gonna hit OK. Here's our composition. Now, this is what we're working with. We're gonna go up here, go to View, Show Rulers. The only rulers we're gonna work with are the horizontal rulers. And this is, you'll see this in a minute. So, if you look right here, we're at 20 seconds long for the full duration. There's nothing in here. There's nothing in the timeline. There's nothing in the actual project files. So let's start with setting up the rulers. We are going to make a tri-stack today. So the only number we're looking at is 1920. If you right click on this ruler, hit Edit Position, 1/3 of 1920, since we're doing a tri-stack, is 640. If you click on this, Edit Position, you're gonna wanna do 640 times 2, seeing as how this is the second line. So that's gonna be 1280. Well, now that we have our guides here, we're gonna go down here to the timeline. Make sure you have your snap to guides and show guides set up. So we're gonna right click, go to New, go to Shape Layer. I like choosing bright colors for this. It just helps me differentiate. So the next shape we do is gonna be filled with this color. So I'm gonna go this top corner, drop it, boom. And we're gonna do that 2 more times, 1 for the middle, 1 for the bottom. We're gonna go New, Shape. We're gonna change the color. Since this one's yellow, I'm gonna go more of a red or magenta. Boom. Same thing, corner to corner. Call it good. Right click, New, Shape Layer. And you're just repeating this. Change the color, go to blue. Now, if you notice, it goes red, or yellow, red, blue. Right here, they're inverted, so you're gonna wanna reorganize this. Now, it's not a huge deal. This just helps me when I end up working with these types of files. Now, when you're ready, go to Save As. And in your file directory, save it as whatever you want. I'm not going to because I already have my template. Now there's a few different ways you can import your own content. After Effects, you can use photos. I would recommend doing this on Photoshop instead. I'll do a separate video on how to actually make that in Photoshop and export that, how you would work with it. But essentially for this, we're just gonna work on videos. We're gonna focus on videos. You can do this out of a Premiere Pro project. For this one, just to simplify, I'm actually going to import videos that I've exported from Premiere, which is an extra step, but it makes it a little easier to understand how you layer items in this After Effects template. All right, so we're gonna go import. This is in your project panel. So import multiple files. I always go multiple files, it's just gonna keep popping up, but we're gonna scroll through here, boom, boom, boom. Let's see. We're just gonna remake the one that I actually just made. So select these three. It's gonna import, boom, boom, boom. Exit out of that. We're just gonna drag these in between. And all we're doing is we're actually setting up the video content in between the shape layers. You wanna put the specific video underneath the shape layer that you want it to be. So I'm just gonna go ahead and null that. So that is our first shape. Yellow is our first shape, our shape layer 1. So first video is gonna go underneath the layer right there. What we're gonna do is gonna go down to transform. We're gonna scale it to where it covers the entire width of the footage or the panel. And we're going to position it. Position, drag it up, drag it up, drag it up. We're gonna scale it a little bit more. So you're gonna have to play with this a little bit just to make sure it fits, because you don't want any black bars on any side of this. And then this is where the magic happens. So you select your actual video layer, your video file, and you see it's hidden behind this yellow box. If you go right here to track mat and make sure it's selected underneath your video file, click this down arrow and select shape layer 1. And what it'll happen is the boxes that we've actually created will be the windows for which the video actually shines through. So if you look right here, there's a little overhang right here where it doesn't quite meet up. That's the original video file, and this is the only bit that's being shown. So we're gonna do that for all of them. Now, you know how to track mat, you know how to stack your videos, and how to actually use the shape layers that we've already created for the template. Next thing is, if you look right here on your timeline, there's different endings for each of the videos. That's just how I exported them. There's no particular rhyme or reason. I'm gonna drop this to 10 seconds. You can see it's 10 seconds flat. We're gonna select all, we're actually not even gonna select those. You'll see these two gray bars on either side of the actual timeline with these blue sliders. These blue sliders mark exactly what plays and what doesn't. We're gonna go all the way to the end and drag it all the way to the 10-second mark. Now there's only gonna be these 10 seconds that play. And if you look, if you sized it right, everything will kind of scrub. Now my computer is botched. I actually need to upgrade my equipment. But you can kind of see what happens. Next step, file, export, add to media, encoder. And hopefully this doesn't crash my freaking computer. Give it a second, just 1 second. So this is the Adobe Media Encoder. And essentially what it does is it takes the footage from After Effects and renders it instead of just exporting it like Premiere would. So right here, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that there aren't a stack of these, because you're going to have, it's going to be a long wait time. So delete everything until you actually have the specific working file that we just created. You're gonna wanna go to output file, figure out what directory you want it at, boom, 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 type it, type in the name, hit save. You can match source it. I think this is gonna be a little too confusing right off the bat. When you're ready, hit this little green start queue. You click that and it'll export to the destination that you have already established. How you doing? Hopefully this wasn't too much. I tried making it as simple as possible, but I have a bad habit of rambling. This right here was just how to make a tri-stack, but it's the same steps for a quad, a 5-stack, a top and bottom 50-50. It's the same thing. You just have to set it up right, you know. Once you export, once you get your finished product, obviously have fun. The strategy behind your social post, that's not what this is about. This is just how to set up your After Effects template and how to stack everything. So, hope this helps. I don't even know if we hit 3 minutes. I don't think we did. Let me know in the comments if this actually helped you at all. These 3-minute Thursdays, I'm just gonna be jumping into a lot of the hurdles and headaches that I've ran into in the last few years, working with clients, working with these different programs, and just creating. So tune in, subscribe, don't subscribe, no worries. You can also find a link to actually download all of my templates for these stacks on my website down below. So yeah, till next Thursday, peace.